Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Spiritual Bridge. I am back. I'm back. I'm back because I love you. How are you all today? Hoping you are all good. So you can see it. When I come on and speak to you guys, you're like the first people I speak to for the day. So my voice is always like, I should talk to myself before I come on. It's like my voice has had a little bit of practice before I come on. I'm always talking to myself, but I'm normally in my head rather than aloud. Ooh. So good morning, my name is Bridgitte. I am here today to do some readings, free readings. I use a standard deck of cards to do my readings. The standard deck of cards come with their own divine messages that came through me. They are messages that show your resistance. That's what they do. They show resistance. Hey Charlie, how you doing? Yeah, so the messages show resistance. That is mainly the numbers. And then we have the Show Me cards, which are based on the energy animals that I see, which also show resistance because that's what I read. You're good. I'm happy to hear that you're good, Charlie. And then we have the calabash full of messages, names, songs, quotes, and energy animals. Cool deck. Thank you. These are my own that I created from the animals that I see when I look in people's faces. I see, well, it used to be more so, but still happens. But from the animals that I see from people, I created a deck of cards. The rest of the animals that are not in the deck of cards are here in my waterfall calabash. And even using these, I still end up back here. I still end up back with the numbers. I love numbers. I can't get away from them. Even when I'm reading the animals give me numbers. Yeah, can't get away from numbers. So I am here to do some live readings. If you would like a reading, please feel free to comment so that I can see that you're interested and I can come to you and we can get started. That would be nice. Where are you all, guys? Where are you in the world? Where am I traveling to today? You would love one. Great stuff, Charlie. All right. I'll start with you then, Charlie. You are in Utah. Utah. I'm in Spain. I'm from the UK, as you can hear. I live in Spain. I'm not from Spain. I live in Spain. I'm from the world. I am from the world. All right. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. Let's see what comes out for you. Where am I being drawn to? Charlie. Charlie. Whoa. Wow. All right, let's start with these ones. Move everything to the side. Charlie. You hope to visit Spain one day. Be nice. Spain is beautiful. It's sunny. That's one thing that it always is. Ganave. Ganave. I know I'm saying it like a Spanish, but I don't know how else to say it. Ganave. Ganave. Will I meet my soulmates? Will you meet your soulmates? Ganave is an interesting question. Is by asking the question, it shows you don't believe that you will. And when we're manifesting, the whole thing about manifesting is to believe what you're going to receive. You've always had a thing for Latin men, okay? Okay. All right. Charlie. May this reading, Charlie, be for the highest good of Charlie. Charlie, may you receive the information you need, and may you be open to receiving it. Charlie, I'm seeing something. It's so interesting how we see something, but how our minds change what we see. So I'm seeing some scissors, kitchen scissors, but I'm not seeing them as scissors. What I'm seeing is Mickey Mouse. I don't ask. But that's what I'm seeing, Mickey Mouse. So do you have something about Mickey Mouse? Do you like Mickey Mouse? I don't even know where to go with that, because it's like I'm seeing Mickey Mouse and I don't know where to go with that. It's Mickey Mouse. So yeah, I'm making an assumption that you like Mickey Mouse. You like Disney maybe. All right, so Charlie, the cards that come out for you, we can see one of them. Let's start with that one. My person asked if I wanted a Mickey Mouse drawing the other day. Okay. It is interesting, because I had nowhere to go with it. Mickey Mouse. It's the word. What can I say about? Yeah. Okay. So Mickey Mouse seems to be around you at the moment. He's in jail and he sends me pictures. You don't like or dislike Mickey, but your person asked you about Mickey. Now I'm asking you about Mickey again. So it's like there's definitely something around Mickey, isn't there? Definitely something around Mickey. When things always pop up for me, and just randomly pop up as well, because this is a random pop up for somebody to ask you the other day and then me to ask you today. It's very random. So, yeah, I definitely feel like it's something that is around you for some reason. Maybe someone's going to surprise you and you'll go to Disney World or something. I don't know. I don't know why it's popping up for you. I just know that Mickey's popping up. Yeah. All right, so we have the Queen. We don't have the Queen. This is not the Queen. This is the King. And then the thing is that, although I actually use the word random as well, I don't believe in random. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in coincidences, in randomness. Everything happens the way it's meant to. So, yeah, there's definitely something around Mickey Mouse with you. Definitely something around Mickey Mouse. So the King is a message of, hey VJ, is a message of inner wisdom. So it tells me that you're somebody that's extremely wise. You've had lots of lives here, and that you have a lot to share. Because you've had a lot of lives here and you've learnt a lot in the lives that you've had here, you have a lot of wisdom. You understand many things that lots of people will not understand because of the lives that you've had here. So there's something within this lifetime that you have kind of become a master of, a genius of. This is your thing that for sharing. The King for me is the sharer. It is inner wisdom, the message, but the inner wisdom is about you sharing this inner wisdom to be able to help other people. Not just other people, but it helps to heal yourself in the process of helping others while you're healing. So let's see what this is about. The Seven of Hearts. The Seven of Hearts is around relationships with yourself, a partner, family, friends, colleagues. And the Seven is a message of perseverance and patience. So it tells me that You have put a lot of work into a relationship. This could be with yourself. It could be with somebody. Yourself, partner, family, friends, colleagues, yeah? So the 7 is that you've put a lot of work into a relationship, and there's this frustrated feeling around this relationship now. The 7 is a feeling of frustration. It's like you're doing everything you can to make this thing work, the one in jail, and it doesn't seem to be working. It's like, but why am I here? What? Why? When is it going to change? It's like there's expectations, but you're not seeing the result of the expectation. But after the 7 comes the 8. The 8 is the manifestation. So when we are in a frustrated energy, what we receive back is more frustration. So you're being asked at this moment to use your inner wisdom, because that will help you, your inner wisdom, to kind of let go of the frustration, know that this will happen in divine timing when it's meant to happen, and you will have your person, because after the 7 is the 8. So the manifestation will come to you. Not necessarily the person that you believe, though, because sometimes it isn't the person that we think it's going to be. But your manifestation will come to you, which will be somebody. And it's letting go of the when is it coming? How is it coming? What do I need to do to make it come? What do I need to say to make it come? How? It's like allowing it to just happen and putting in a positive energy around what you've done already, because you have done a lot already. With the 7, it's a lot of action. So you have done a lot already, but you just keep thinking you have to do more to create something different to happen. But it's not. What you've done is enough already, and it's allowing it to come to you now. This is also a 9, this 7. So it also tells me, because there's 7 hearts in the middle, and then there's 2 on the side, which is 9. So it also tells me that you have a lot of emotional baggage. You have emotional baggage. And the emotional baggage that you carry around, or that you have been carrying around, it's heavy, and it's probably very likely what's causing more of this frustration with the 7 as well. Because the 9 is somebody that's very independent, somebody that doesn't like to ask for help, somebody that isn't very open to receiving help. And it's also somebody that has had lots of people hurt them in the past. So they tend to keep their distance and withdraw a lot, especially when there's something triggering you, especially if there's like an insecurity that you're feeling at a moment, or there's something emotional that you're going through. This rucksack of emotions then becomes very prominent, and it's like it starts dictating how you behave. So for example, if you really love somebody and your relationships would have been previously quite tug of war-esque, that you love the person and you want to be with them, but it's difficult sometimes. You withdraw. And then, but I want them, so you go back. But they get on my nerves, so you move away. But I want them, so you go back. It's this tug of war because you're scared of being hurt. This is old fears. It's coming from a long time ago, and that belief has just not been worked on. The belief system that you're holding is still from when you were a child, really, because they say when we're between 0 to 6, I think it is, that's when we learn everything that's within our subconscious, really. Almost all of our self-beliefs, our ideas about self, everything about self. And everything after that becomes just a confirmation of what we know already. So anybody that hurts you after this age will go onto that pile of this person hurt me, and then another one hurts you, it goes on that pile, another one hurts you, it goes on that pile, and it's just a really big pile of hurt. When There have been other people as well that would have been nice, maybe not as many, sometimes, it depends on what life you've lived. But with the 9, it would be a lot of people that have hurt you, that you've been around. But it doesn't mean that it's always going to be like that for the rest of your life. It doesn't mean that that's the only relationships that you will ever see in your life or have in your life. It will feel like that though, and especially when you keep dipping into the rucksack, when someone new comes into your life and you're judging everything about them based on what's in the rucksack rather than based on where you are now, based on what these people are showing you now. So as long as you dip into the rucksack, it creates this tug of war, and it's to let go of this rucksack, put it down so that you're able to walk into relationships without this feeling of I'm going to get hurt. And it's a very kind of firm idea in your mind, I'm going to get hurt. So it's easier to keep a distance. Yeah, so the 9 is really going to be the one that's disturbing a relationship here. It will keep you away from relationships, really. You will have relationships, but with that rucksack on your back, it's very difficult to have healthy long-term relationship. But the 7 is you've done the work. Allow the relationship to come to you. Allow. Be open to receive it. This song is in my head a lot this week. Open to receive. And the King is using your wisdom to be able to maneuver yourself through these obstacles that you may face, because you know the answers to them. You have it all within you. You are, the King is full of wisdom. So yeah, really your thing at this moment that I'm feeling the most, although the 9 isn't here, but it feels like that the most. Oh, that's something I've just seen. 7, and the King for me is a 1. The Ace, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Joker, they're all 1s for me. The King I can read as a 14 as well. 14, 13, 4, which is interesting because it's got 4 spades, and I would read that sometimes, but I'm just not feeling that today. But I am seeing the 8. 7 plus 1 is 8. The manifestation, allow it to come to you. Allow it to come to you. It's getting out of your head. You're very much in your head. You spend a lot of time in your head. Just get out of your head and spend more time on, or get out of your head in thinking about others, how you're going to be hurt by others, and get more into your head about how you feel, why you feel like this. Question yourself more about yourself rather than others, because that's what you've tended to do more of. Question others. This one's going to hurt me, or that one's going to hurt me, but it's all based on your beliefs from before. So question that more than the actual person that's in front of you, because the 9 is from you, All of the numbers are from yourself. I read numbers, they're all about you. They're to do with nobody else but yourself. Yeah, so that's your little guidance for today, Charlie. This 9 is really showing itself, which is to work on your rucksack of emotions, so that you don't just work from a place of emotion, but you work from a place of the wisdom that you have, which was your card. Ooh. And it's light as well. The King is light. It shares light. It doesn't only share light. The message for the King, like I said, is in a wisdom, and it is about you sharing. There's something that you have experienced that is helpful to other people to know about, so that they also can grow from this experience the way you have grown from it. Yeah, we're definitely here to help people. You're welcome, Charlie. Hey, Sarah, how are you doing? Good day to you. Hey, Girleen. Janava, your questions are all the same. They're very interesting questions. I don't answer these questions, Geneve. I don't answer these questions. Will I? For me, at this moment, what your experience is should I, would I, will I, have I? It's so stressful where you are. So I don't put myself where you are because it's a very stressful place. When you don't know the answer to something and that's your whole focus of will I, there's no way out of that will I, because you're never going to get the answer. It's an impossible way to live really in peace, because you won't get the answer until it's actually in front of you. So will I be getting my implants soon? You'll get them when you go to get them. You'll get them when you have the money that you need to get them, when you make your appointment to get them, when you go to get them. You'll get them. If that's your intention, and it sounds like it's your intention, but all of the questions that you've asked have a lot of intention in them, which is not a bad thing. Intention is a great thing. But your intention is kind of very limited, because the idea of the intention is there. Will I be getting my implants soon? It's you have the intention of getting implants. But when you're asking the question, there's no faith or belief within it. It doesn't feel like you trust that you're going to get your implants. It doesn't feel like you trust you're going to get your soulmate. It doesn't feel like you trust you're going to be financially stable. All of this feels very doubtful, but your questions are very affirmative, but the energy behind the question doesn't. It feels very doubtful, and that is what you would need to work on, Ganave. The doubts that you have, because that's what stops your manifestation. If you believe that you're going to have implants, you sit down, imagine yourself at the doctor, at the dentist, having these implants done, and you really believe that this is what's happened, then that is what will happen. But when you're doubtful of it, then there's a resistance towards it, and that resistance is holding your manifestations away from you, which you don't want. I want them to come to you. I really want them to come to you, but you have to believe that they're going to come to you. You have to believe that they're there already. Actually, they're there already, and you're just waiting at this moment. It doesn't mean you'll be waiting forever. It doesn't mean you'll be waiting in a year's time. You're allowing it to come to you, rather than you searching everywhere for it. All right, so let's see. Who would like a reading? A couple of people have commented, but let's check before I can see Sarah and Gerline. Who would like a reading? And then I can come to whoever it is that comments. All right, Gerline, I'm going to come to you. Gerline. Gerline, you still here? Great stuff. All right, Gerline, I'm with you. Drink a bit of water. Gerline. Gerline. I came here, so let me just continue where I was going. Gerline. May this reading be for the highest good of Gerline. May you receive the information you need. Gerline. And may you be open to receiving it, Gerline. These don't want to come out. Darling, let's get some calabash messages. This noise as well is some chimes that are at the bottom of the calabash. Let's see if we can get one. Information you need. Open to receiving it. All right, girlie, let's see what come out for you. This is interesting. So we have a champagne bottle, which is celebration, something to celebrate, something to feel good and happy about. We have the cockatiel. The cockatiel is a message of find your motivation. The cockatiel, I always feel like it has a goal already in mind. It's already got an objective that it would like to fulfill. I feel like, it's so amazing how different the messages can come out. I feel like this goal is being disturbed by an inner belief. This bird, this cockatiel, is looking at this big red blob. And this big red blob for me is representing the ego, is the roots of yourself, who you believe yourself to be, the beliefs that you have around different things, yourself, money, what you're capable of doing, what you're capable of achieving. It's all to do with self. So I feel like you have a goal that you're wanting to achieve, but you're looking at self and it's like, it seems so far in the future that it's like, I don't know how I'm meant to get here, to have firm, strong roots about self, about ideas of self, that your beliefs help self. So I feel like this is like, that's why you're struggling to find motivation, that you have this objective. It's a bit like, I don't know if you've seen this picture before. There's a picture I saw and I really love this picture because it explains, it's such a simple explanation. It's got two ladders, and on one of the ladders, there's smaller spaces between each step. And on the other ladder, there's like these huge, big spaces between each step. So on the one with the short steps, the person is at the top of the ladder. The person with the big steps is at the bottom of the ladder. Because yes, they're big steps, but if you can't get on a step, how do you get to the top? So I feel like that's something that's happening with you. It's like you've got this objective in mind, so that's at the top of the ladder. But it's like wanting to get to that top of the ladder without doing the journey to get there. It's not just right there for you. There are steps to get there, and there has to be the idea of small steps create big changes, no? Rather than the big changes are going to happen with big steps. It doesn't really work like that. It's the smaller steps that create the biggest change. So this is kind of asking you to, it feels like what you do is tell yourself off. It's like, how am I ever going to get there? I'm never going to get there. I can't get there. I'm not good enough to get there. What will people think of me if I get there? It's kind of like so many going on in your mind that there's more focus being put onto that rather than the steps. Okay, so today I'm going to do this, whatever this is. This is what I'm going to do today. One thing. And then the next day you do one thing. It could be the same thing that you're doing each day, but that one thing that you're doing each day is creating a different belief system within yourself that helps you to get to where you're going. Hope this is making sense. It's making sense in my mind. I hope it's making, look at that. Look at that. You want freedom. That's what you want. You want freedom. You got a cockatiel and we've now got a parrot. Misunderstood. Yeah, you want freedom. You want to fly. Let's see what the other ones say. Misunderstood. I kind of touched on that already. It's like other people looking at you. How are you going to get there? Or other worrying about what other people think about you along the way, because you're coming from here and you're going to there. And it's like, but what needs to happen to get from here to there? And will people still like you? Will they still want to be around you? It's like this, it feels like a bit like a number 9. It's like having to, or number 9 to the 1, moving from a 9 to a 1. It's like the 9 is opportunities that come, but in lower vibration, it's holding on to old emotional trauma. And the 1 is about you moving into something new, having let go of this old emotional trauma, so you're able to go into the new without all of the trauma. That's what this feels like, this movement of one place to the other. I feel like the misunderstood will be a bit like I said, you put a lot of attention into other people more so than yourself. This is not very helpful to you. This is like all eyes on you. What will people think? What will they say? How will they react? It's like so full of energy of other people. And that's draining. That makes it quite difficult to take steps as well. Because if you're constantly worried about what other people think about the steps you're taking, then it makes it really difficult to take a step. We have a name here. It says Jasmine enjoys flowers and gardening. Jasmine, I am seeing it like that. I'm seeing it as two things at this moment. Jasmine, I'm seeing as a message for you to get into nature. I've never seen it like that before, but at this point, that's how I'm seeing it. For you to get into nature, be around nature, in the garden, put your feet on soil, ground yourself. But I also, when names come out for me, I also connect them to spirit. Not that you know someone called Jasmine, but for me, Jasmine represents somebody that you have in your life, had in your life, that's passed over, that would have liked gardening. That person is showing themselves to you. We have another name. This name is Robert. It says exercise more. Yes, it's all about getting out, isn't it? Enjoys flowers, gardening, exercise more, is going out. It's getting out more. Let's see what this one says. And we have the name Delia, travels. Even this, when I'm looking at this on its little perch and I see it looking over there, that even looks like travels for me. The distance of which it has to go. But I feel like a lot of this is you. It's like you dealing with you to create these changes, to create this feeling of freedom for yourself, to create the ability to, like travels for me, it's also freedom, isn't it? Well, for me it is. Travel is freedom. Well, the idea of travel is freedom. Is going into the garden, getting out, exercising more. It's like like I said, I feel like for you, you do a lot of things for other people. You spend a lot of time focused on other people, and you're motivated for other people. But there's like this self-commitment that is not as strong. Your commitment to others is stronger than your commitment to yourself. So I feel like that's what you're being asked to work on, your commitment to self, to strengthen your roots. The roots are what will create your stability, the foundations as you walk forward. If your foundations are being based on what other people think, or how do you get there because you're not good enough, which is all going to come from other people as well. it would have started coming from other people for you to feel this about yourself. Yeah. So it does say travels. So there could be travels coming up for you. There could be travels. It does feel like travels, but there's a lot of growth that needs to happen before that, or that I feel will happen before the travels. Or maybe it's the travels that create this change within you, that help you to have more belief in yourself, have more strength in what you're capable of doing, so that you keep moving towards what your potential is, rather than believing that you're not capable of doing anything, which is what you're coming from. It's very little tweaks, and these little tweaks, they seem like nothing really, because it's like they just seem like nothing, but they're not nothing. They're like everything really, because this little tweak for you, it's like allowing yourself to feel confident about who you are and what you're doing. Confidence in who you are and what you're doing will change your world. So although it sounds like something very small, the significance of that in your world, your own belief towards self, completely changes your world. It will change your world. It's really nice as well, because I keep seeing 3 on my screen, which is really nice, because as I mentioned, the names for me are Spirit, and you've got 2 names, and I keep seeing 33, which is an ancestor. Actually, you've got 3 names. You've got Delia as well. Ancestors, Spirit being with you, supporting you in your journey, on your journey, and showing you that they're there with you so that you can connect to the support that they're giving you. It's very beautiful. And there's definitely a lot of reason to celebrate. A lot of reason to celebrate. This goal that you have is going to be very fulfilling once you get there. Once you get there, it's just letting go of everything else in the meantime. Letting go so that you're able to continue walking, trusting in where you're walking. Hope this makes sense to you, Girline. Very interesting reading. Very interesting. It's got such a feeling of being outside. I feel like you're somebody that likes being outside, loves actually being outside. You might not necessarily get outside a lot, but I feel that it's something that definitely helps you to lighten your energy, to lift you up, that helps you to feel connected. Because you've got so much going on outside. Exercise more is find your motivation. Exercise more for me is the same kind of message, find your motivation. Exercise more, it could be about exercising, but it's really about putting the commitment into what you're doing. There's lots of times, like, you know, at the beginning of the year, lots of people start at the gym and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to the gym, new year, I'm going to get fit and healthy. And then less than a month later, it's like they've forgotten all about it and they're not doing that anymore. It kind of feels a bit like that for you, that there's a lot of energy that you start with, but when you don't see changes happen quickly, you feel like you're not doing enough, or that you're not good enough to be able to get these changes. But it's just the perseverance of keep doing it, because the continuing to do it will get you to where you want to be. The perseverance, push yourself. Yeah, hope that helps. All right. Is there anybody else here? Where are you guys from? Where are you? Sarah, I know where you're from, I think, because you've said it is it you that said it? It might not have even been you. I'm not even going to say it. It might not have been you. It resonated. I'm glad that it resonated and makes sense to you. It's difficult to, yeah. I'm glad it made sense. Michigan, nice. Is it hot or cold there now? It's freezing here. Freezing. Went out this morning for my walk. It's freezing there. went out this morning for my walk. It was so cold. It was so cold. It was like, it was a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It was cold, which is not great. I don't like the cold. But what it did was it put a fire up my bum to walk faster so I could get warmer. So I mean, it's the same distance that I walked, whether I was walking fast or not. But it's nice. It feel like I've done extra exercise by walking faster. But it was so cold, so cold. Right. So, Sarah, I'll come to you because nobody else answered. It's like 10 degrees. I don't know what it is here. I don't know. This morning, all the cars had ice on them, though, with snow. The cars had ice on them this morning. We don't get snow where we are. It's like, if we get snow, it's like, wow. It's one of them things because we don't get snow. But it's definitely cold, cold, cold. We get snow in the mountains, but not the mountains close to us. They're not high enough. Although the Pyrenees are not far from where we live. And they always have snow. Right, Sarah, I am with you. Sarah. I love the snow to go and visit. You're going for a holiday and it's snow, that's all right. But to live in snow, oh my God. Was not meant to be in my life. Was not meant to be. Sarah. 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 May this reading be for the highest good of Sarah. May you receive the information you need, and may you be open to receiving it. Sarah. All right. Sarah. The ace, the 2, and the 6. Wow, I keep yawning. The ace. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Can you see it? Yeah. The Joker. The ace. Whoa, Sarah. The 2 and the 6, and they're all personal growth. All of them. All of them. All right. Let's see what the message is. This is like 6-6 for me as well. This is 1-1 and this is 6-6. 1-1, 6-6. The Joker for me is a 1. So, and the Ace is a 1. So these are 1-1. And this is a 6 for me. Although it's a 2 of clubs, there are 6 clubs on the card. And then there's 6. So it's showing itself to me as 1-1, 6-6. Oh, I'm having such an interesting day today, guys. I'm having such an interesting day with the way that the cards are speaking to me. I find it really exciting when they come with a different way of speaking. It's like, ew, what's that about? It's so interesting to me. So I'm seeing, which is really, it's odd. It's odd. But what I'm seeing here is, I said 1166. So it's like the contrast of 1166. I'll explain. Generally, when I explain the 6, it's with a pole. I'm sure you might have seen my pole before, Sarah. But I usually generally explain the 6 with a pole. So with the pole, we have the positive energy, we have negative energy. Or we have limited mindset, and we have expansive mindset. That's really what the 6 is about, limited and expansive. So kind of how I'm seeing this with the 1-1, the Joker for me is a 1, but the Joker is all about controlling control. It's a very controlling energy. And the Ace for me is a message around, is take a breath, but the feeling is like a rebirth. So if I hold this pole, it's like there's a rebirth, and we can either kind of flow into the rebirth. You kind of take it as it comes, or there's a very controlling energy, which is limited. So there's either, like, as the rebirth is happening, there's either an expansion of self, or there's a resistance, which is the Joker. And then we've got the 2 and the 6, which I'm seeing both as 6s. So one of the Ace and the Joker are the expansion of your new birth, new growth, new life, new way of being, or the resistance of it. And then we've got these 2 6s. I'm going to call them 2 6s. But the 2, because the 2 is creating the 6 now, on the 2 card is the 6 clubs. So the 6 card for me is it's a 6 and a 10. There's 4 extra clubs, so it's a 10. So it's a 6 and a 10. So what this is saying to me is the 6 is a message of planting seeds. So what the 6 and the 10 is saying to me is that the 10 is a message of ebb and flow, but the 10 is a feeling of, but what if this happens? But what if that happens? But what if? But what if? So the 6 with the 10 is really limiting. But the 6 with the 2 is love is all around. It's all about connecting to universe, connecting with yourself, being one, and allowing everything to grow around you, which is expansive. So it feels like you're in this really interesting place at the moment, Sarah, of these dualities that you're experiencing within yourself. I do feel like you're going through a rebirth because of the Ace. The Ace is a rebirth. It is a personal growth. So I do feel like, from what I'm being shown here, it will help with you needing control, you wanting control, you feeling that you have to have control outside of yourself. I feel like what's happening is there's this kind of beginning for you where you are connecting to source more, you are listening to your inner voice more, you are feeling more connected, paying more attention to signs, synchronicities. They're just more of a connection to your source energy. You're not just, or actually at the moment with a rebirth, it could be that it's like there's a battle going on. The control wants control, and you're working to get in line with your higher self. This is going to be a battle, an inner battle. This is definitely an inner battle. This is like, okay, So I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't really know anything. I'm confused. I'm confused. And when we're really confused and we don't know what we're doing, that's when we want the most control, because we feel that we need the control. But this is really about you flowing, and it's really nice as well, because this joker is a red joker, which means that it's all about your roots. The one for me is all about roots anyway, but this is clearly stating that it's about your roots. And your roots, what would have happened before with you is that point of feeling confused and feeling like you don't really know what you're doing. You would have moved into the control. But now I feel like what you're doing is that you are giving yourself the space and the time you need, because this has 5 clubs on it. So I feel like you're giving yourself the space and the time that you need so that you can ground yourself. You can get yourself back to a place of gratitude. You can bring yourself to a place of balance, calm, peace, rather than control. So I feel like this is where you're moving out of this control. You're moving out of the control and you're moving into this more peaceful, balanced place, harmonious place, which means that you will experience depression less, feeling low less. I definitely feel that depression is something that you have experienced before. I would say once, but I don't even feel, I feel it's been part of your journey. Depression has been part of your journey, because that's the 2 for me. It's experiencing depression. That's what it is for me. So I feel like because of this growth of how you're dealing with this rebirth that you're experiencing and putting yourself in the balance of it, it's helping you to not go down in depression, but to keep you in that feeling of love, because you're working from that place with this 5 that's on the ace. The ace is the rebirth, so you're walking towards something different, but you're bringing yourself to a place of harmony around this different, and that's helping you to get to the 2, which is the connection to your source self, your energetic self. And because you're connecting to your energetic self, is helping you to move to the 6, which is, like I said, this pole. Instead of looking things in a controlling way, a limited way, you are now being very expansive. You've changed a lot, Sarah. That would be great. Yes, depression has been, yeah. Yeah, that's what it feels like. Because you are going through a rebirth. This is definitely a rebirth. And a rebirth is very confusing. It definitely feels like you'd like to be happy again. You will. It's just a moment. It's a moment, Sarah. It's when a rebirth is happening, it's really easy to go into the 2 in depression because of the joker needing control. It's very easy for that to happen, because when you don't know where you're going, what you're doing, you feel like there's no one supporting you, no one understands you. It all leads us to control. But where you are now is having more of an understanding of what you're experiencing. So it won't feel as difficult. It will still be difficult though. I can't take the difficult away. I can't take it away. It's part of the journey. When you go through something difficult, we grow so much from that difficulty. So like this ace, for example, with the 5 on it, like I said, the aces are the rebirth. It's about you. Sarah, I know I sent you information about the queen. Did I send you information about the ace? If I didn't, I can if you would like, because I now have your email, no? Because you sent it when I sent you information about the queen. If you like, I can send you information about the ace as well. I'm not sure if I did send information about the ace, but you might find that useful. I did. Okay. So maybe go back to the ace and remind yourself about the ace, because what I sent is a lot of information. And remind yourself about the ace, because the ace for me, it's like somebody that's just been born, literally a baby that's just come out of its mother. It felt really safe and secure inside its mother. As soon as it comes out, it's in a new place, it's bright, it's cold, it's a completely different place. It will not be comfortable. So what happens is, as we're moving into this new place, we can be holding on to these old ideas of self. And that is what I feel that is happening with you, with the way that you're feeling down. That you're holding on to the old ideas. Yeah, but what if with this 6 and the 10? What if? And because you've felt low before, anytime you feel any low, you're going to go back to, but you know this feeling, and maybe hold on to that feeling longer than needed, because we do that as well. Once we feel something, it's like if you have a headache, oh, I've got a headache, oh, I've got a headache, oh, my head really hurts, I've got a headache. That's holding on to the headache, in my idea, in my mind. We're all different, we all have different ideas. So it's like it's allowing yourself to let it go. Yes, you may feel down, or you may wake up not feeling particularly good. That's okay. You're in a different place. It's not going to be comfortable, because you are in a different place. You're moving into a different place. So yes, you might not feel good today, but that doesn't mean you're not going to feel good later. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel good tomorrow. It doesn't mean you're not going to feel good the day after it. The only way that it continues, if you believe that you don't feel good, and that tomorrow you're not going to feel good, and the next day you're not going to feel good, and you have this limited mindset. Rather than working from the 5, like I said, with the gratitude, that brings you to the 6, which is expansive. But if you're working from these ones, like I said, the one for me was, you're going through this experience of rebirth, but you're trusting in what's coming. You're trusting in the universe being there for you. You're trusting in because of the 5, the gratitude. You're working from a place of gratitude for everything that you have, everything that you've experienced, rather than from the control. It's this kind of, you're kind of on scales at the moment. And it depends on where you're putting the energy the most, depends on which one will work more for you. Only one will really feel like it's working for you. The other one will feel low. But even in that low, you can learn. So if you are feeling down, you are feeling depressed, remember that there is love everywhere. There is love all around you, that this is just a moment. You are supported, you are loved, you are protected, because I see this as 11. 11 is about the universe being with you, the universe giving you what you need. The 11 for me is like my idea of a rainbow. When I see rainbows all the time, and they're my idea of the universe is protecting me, guiding me, loving me, giving me everything I need on the journey to be able to create the best situation for me. And the 6 is 6 I see as expansion or limitation. It's one or the other, expansion or limitation. And you can think of it as, let's say this baby has just come out of its mother, and it doesn't like where it is now, and it's just refusing to be where it is now. So all it does is cry and cry and cry, because it doesn't want to be where it is now. It wants to be where it was before. So all it will do is cry and cry and cry. And it's kind of like what we do. We might not necessarily physically cry, but within us is crying. And I always think of the ace as a point that we have to experience grief. There is a grief that gets experienced when we're letting go of parts of ourselves. The same as when somebody passes in our life and we have to let go of the idea of that person in physical world still. We have to let go of parts of ourselves as well that are no longer there. And when we're going for a rebirth, there is one part that is being left behind. And it's allowing that part to be left behind without trying to drag it with you forward as you walk towards your expansion rather than the limitation that you're coming from. I hope this makes sense, Sarah. I hope I've explained it nicely for you. And I don't need to send you the ace because you've already got it. But I would advise to read the ace again, or read all of them again, because they will all help you. But because the ace has come out, read the ace again, because it will definitely help with understanding where you are at the moment. Yeah. I hope this makes sense. Makes sense. Yes, you did. Yeah. And the other thing is, like, I'd like to be happy again. I'd like to be happy again is saying you're not happy. And there's not really a problem in saying you're not happy, but it doesn't promote happiness at the same time. It's that same pole. That's why I use the pole for everything, because in everything that we want to say or we want to think, it makes a difference in our lives. So if I say, I want to be happy, I just want to be happy, I want to be happy again, it's saying I'm not happy now. And then there's this feeling of a lack because you don't have the happy now. And then anytime you think about the happy, it's really difficult to think about the happy because you don't have it now and you're not seeing when you're going to get it. So how do you ever get to the happy? It is a very difficult road. So the more beneficial way is to focus on the things that feel good, the gratitude. You said, yes, I'm thankful it didn't go lower. But that but is like, but is a word that I'm trying to eradicate. I'm working on eradicating from my vocabulary, because it's literally a justification, or it's like you're wanting to say something but it's not really, you don't really mean it. It's such a funny word. It's a very funny word. When people use but, it's generally as a justification for something. So it takes away the fact that, yes, I mean, yes, thankful it didn't go lower. So there's like a gratitude within that. But as soon as that but was added, it created a lack within what you feel. And that lack is in what you're feeling. So it's important for you to work from the gratitude, always gratitude. So there will be times that you have felt down, but there will also be times that you have felt happy. So how can you connect to that happy? How do you think about those times? What are certain things that make you happy? Think about the things that make you happy and sit in those emotions of feeling happy, and keep doing that as many times a day as you need to, so that little by little by little, you're nurturing your happy. The 6 is all about nurture. And that's what you would be doing, nurturing your happy. What you're wanting to do at the moment is control your happy. But I want to be happy now. Why am I not happy now? When is my happy coming? It should be here already. That's the controlling of the happy, we can't really do. But what we can is nurture happy. We can nurture feeling good. We can nurture the expansion. We can nurture confusion so that we're in clarity. We can nurture feeling disconnected to being connected. We can nurture all of these things, but it's just giving yourself the time and patience with self to nurture self. Yeah. I had this big conversation on my walk this morning. Practice happiness. I shall do that. Yeah. I had this big conversation with my friend this morning. We go on our walks every morning, and I have a habit of talking to my body constantly. When there's something, like last week, I had this pain in my foot. It was really painful. And I was like, hey, foot, what's going on here? I love you, you know. You're very nice, foot. I'm really appreciative of you, foot. I love that I can go on my walks every day, and I love that I can stand and I can go where I want to go when I want to go. Foot, you just make me so happy. I love you, Foot. And I've not felt the pain again. And I do that with everything. Anything I feel in my body, I just talk to my body. I talk to it in the most loving and nurturing way and show it the most appreciation that I can. So my friend, she's been having this little problem with her neck. And all I ever hear about it is, oh, my neck and it's hurting and I didn't sleep last night and I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, and my neck, and I'm so tired, and my neck, and I'm so tired. And that's how she is nurturing her neck, her pain. But yesterday I was like, but have you spoken to your neck? Because she hadn't spoken. So I said, have you spoken to it? And she was like, no, but I haven't done any meditation. I haven't done this and I haven't asked. You don't need to do all of that. Just speak to yourself in a loving way. You don't have to prepare it. It's not like an exam. It's if you're in the shower and you're washing yourself. Oh, arms, you're just amazing. I just love you. You do such a good job for me. You hold all the shopping bags and I can go and pick things up and I can whatever it is that you're grateful for. So she said, okay. So this morning I asked her, so did you speak to your neck yesterday? She said she had a nice night's sleep. So I said, so did you speak to your neck? She said, I did. I said, okay, great stuff. So this morning I heard nothing about her neck. She didn't say anything about it. But I was telling her that it's the same principle as a plant. When you have a plant and you speak lovingly to it, it will grow flourishing. When you have a plant and you're not nice to it, and you're speaking bad words to it, and you're putting negative energy into it, it will not grow very well. And we are exactly the same. We are exactly the same. We are a living thing. This body is a living thing, exactly the same as a plant. It's exactly the same. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be loved. It needs positive energy and love put into it. And if we're always, oh, but look at all my bags, and oh, my hair's a mess, and oh God, I should have done something with my teeth, and oh, my arm really hurts. It's like you're constantly criticizing the very thing that we have, we in my idea, we should be having the utmost respect for. Because without it, you wouldn't be here as you. So it's like it gives us everything, and we don't do a lot to appreciate the body. We don't do a lot to appreciate the body, but the body is something that helps us to either live a very healthy life here or a very difficult life. Because when the body's not working, it does not feel good. Doesn't feel good. So how we put energy into it creates a big difference. And I'm not just talking about for the body, but and that was what I was talking about, the body, but it's how we put energy into anything. Anything creates the difference. I've mentioned a few times, there was one point that I wasn't getting the affection I wanted from my husband, but my daughter was giving me loads of affection, but I kept looking at my husband for the affection, and it was making me really frustrated. And then one day I was like, I need to figure this out. I need to deal with this because I'm not doing a very good job at this moment. So what can I do to create a better environment for myself around this issue? Because it's not an issue with my husband, it's an inner issue. It's not, from my own understanding, I don't look at anybody else as an issue anymore. It's myself that's the issue. Nobody else is the issue. It's how I'm dealing with whatever else is going on. That is the issue. Not whatever anybody else is bringing into my world, but how I deal with it. So I decided that I'm going to use my younger daughter to build that idea of affection, because she is very affectionate. She was somebody very easy to use as well because she loves affection. She always wants hugs and kisses with me, so it's like I can use her constantly. So anytime my mind went to my husband, I just thought of her. I enjoyed the idea of snuggles, and it feels so good, and I enjoy love that she shares with me. And in a very short time, my husband and my older daughter changed. They started coming with affection. So it's not just about your body, it's about anything that you're thinking of. When you're thinking in ways, when you're sending out the energy in love, then what you're receiving back is that same energy, and it amplifies and expands as that energy. But when we are seeing something as pain, hurt, hardship, struggle, lack, then what we're attracting, or frustration, anger, what we're attracting is that same energy. That's not what we want to be attracting. You don't want to be attracting that, do you? Do you? I don't think so. I don't think so. But most of the time, we're so in the habit of it. We're so in the habit of how we speak and the way we speak and the words we use that we're not really listening to ourselves. And that is one of the biggest problems, because once you start listening to yourself and you start hearing how you speak to yourself, then you can start adapting how you speak to yourself, because you'll hear, oh, that wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nurturing. I can work on that. That's definitely something I can pay more attention to and put more energy into. How I'm speaking to myself, how I'm speaking to my body, how I'm speaking about the things that I want. And definitely put more energy into them to create the world that I want to live in, that I'm choosing to live in. Yeah? You're going to do that. That try word, even when I use it, I change it, I make it working. Because try is like, you're going to put energy into it. You're going to try that, putting positive energy into it. But the word try within that sentence, just my own ideas, yeah? The word try within that sentence is like, you're going to put effort into doing it, but you don't necessarily believe it's going to work. There isn't that faith behind it. When we put the word try, for me, it lacks faith. It lacks confidence. It lacks a knowing. It's like, meh. We'll see. It's a feeling of that. So, all right. So, Sarah, I hope that helped. Hope it made sense. Lovely to see you here today. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for all the support. Thank you, everybody that's come on today, and for your support. For, coming, spending your time with me. It's been very nice. Tomorrow, there will be a pick a card reading posted again. There's one that was posted yesterday. If you haven't seen it, you can take a look if you'd like a reading, because they are, although they're for the collective, they are done in a way that I'm just speaking to you, really, because I mean, as a collective, we all have this, a lot of us have the same issues. Oh, look at that. I just went to put the cards away and this card's showing, so I'm going to show it because it's nice to finish with. This is the other joker in the pack. Something beautiful and exciting will happen within the next 2 weeks. You will experience in the next 2 weeks. Beautiful. Really nice. All right, so take care of yourselves. I will be back on Friday. Tomorrow, the pick a card will be posted, and I will see you soon. Take care, guys. Bye.